Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Sheffield United Way match preview. Some say the last match preview of the season. I say the third to last match preview of the season. Fourth to last. Fourth to last. Because we are, of course, going to get into those playoffs. And we are, of course, going to win the playoffs. Hopefully. We'll see. We've got a great record at winning the playoffs anyway. So this is Sheffield United versus Fulham. It is at a very, very early kickoff at 12:30. Is anyone going to be there? It's so early. No, it's going to be a cracking match. I am positive of that. We are very, very nervous. We'll get to Hal in a second and we will talk about this. But this game is not going to be on TV, so your NordVPN subscription will come in handy. If you don't have a NordVPN subscription, visit nordvpn.com/TSUW for a hefty discount. Also, members, you will be receiving very, very soon the Greg Halford podcast. If you'd like to become a member, it's £4.99. All you need to do is click the button next to the subscribe button. It should say join, a big, big blue button. Also, what else is there? Now, and it's come today, and I messaged Hal about it, and he was just as buzzing as I was. We've now got a thanks button on all the videos. So there'll be a thanks button, and you can say thank you and give us some money. So if you want to give us some money today and click that thank you button, then go for it. Why not? It's very exciting. And yeah, it shows a little bit of credibility because YouTube don't just give them to anybody. And finally, subscribe to Sheffield United Way clips. You know you want to. Hal Stewart, welcome to the stream, my friend.
Oh, I'm so nervous already. So excited as well. Going to be an absolutely massive one. We've got quite a lot to get through on this preview.
You're just talking about the thanks button, aren't you?
The thanks button. I'm really excited about that. Also, bit of breaking news. It looks like Mum is suggesting Marmite, cheese and butter sandwiches. I will get more as this story develops.
My first question for you about that is, why is butter like labeled as a filling? Butter is just, sandwiches have butter on them.
I think if I hadn't mentioned butter, I would expect the question of is butter included to come up. So you're heading that off at the pass. And I think that just makes sense, knowing the kind of questions usually I get on Twitter, getting ahead of it.
But if you said I'm having chicken sandwiches, you wouldn't say I'm having chicken, butter and bread. Yeah. You wouldn't say
As I said a moment ago, we've got quite a lot to get through, so we're not going to have any nonsense.
No nonsense. Anyway, let's talk about the last game because it was QPR. You went, Hal. You did a fantastic vlog. And
please watch this vlog, right? If you listen to what Nick just said, get on that vlog because there is carnage. There is absolute scenes. I got a few messages asking where I was holding my camera because at one point it's looking right up at the sky. It was absolutely incredible. Check it out.
I don't think it was looking up at the sky because you couldn't see the sky from where you were sat, were you?
Well, I was right at the very back of the lower tier. It's definitely worth watching.
But that's the only kind of giveaways we're going to give people. Like, you need to go and watch it. It's a fantastic one. And I'm not even on it. So me saying it's fantastic, it must have been good. Oh, shut up, man. Nah, get rid of him. Get rid of him. So, yeah, QPR won, the Blades 3. The Blades went 1-0 down in the first half. I think it was pretty much QPR's only chance of that first half, maybe even of the game. They did hit the bar late on. But the Blades completely dominated them in the second half. It was great to see. For me, it was the best second half of the season, I think. It just felt like we were going to score every time we went forward after we got that first one. Great to see. It's great that they came back and dug in, came from behind, because we've not done that too much this season, especially not away from home. And for me, the big thing was that we showed that we can score more types of goals, because for most of the season, it seems like the Blades have to play 55 passes and then play a eye of the needle ball and then a great shot into the back of the net, or a cross and into the back of the net. But we didn't. We were putting balls into the box and we were putting them in the back of the net. Absolutely fantastic to see. Scenes, limbs, all that jazz.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I love a game where there's something to remember, and that was one of the most memorable away days already, chalking it up. It's probably already in my top 10 Not necessarily this next one I'm going to talk about as a top memorable game. The last time out when we played Fulham at Bramall Lane, we're talking about, because that's where we're playing them on Saturday. It was 1-1 in the Premier League, the 18th of October 2020. A major reason it's not particularly memorable is none of us were there. Because, of course, it was during lockdown. Billy Sharp scored a late penalty. Sharp fired in from the spot after Ademola Lookman's excellent solo effort had put the visitors ahead. Alexander Mitrovic had earlier smacked a penalty against the crossbar after Jack Robinson had handballed, but it was Mitrovic who then fouled Jack Robinson inside the Fulham box with a decision awarded by the VAR referee. And there was 9 players, Nick, technically still under contract with Sheffield United that played in that match. And I say that because Max Lowe is one of them. So I don't know if you really want to count him.
Well, yeah, he's contracted to the Blades still.
Fine, that's why there's 9. And speaking of contracts, I just mentioned Jack Robinson. He's now triggered that marker to automatically renew his contract. So we're going to see another season of Jack Robinson. And as you know, I am a big fan. Also, the last championship meeting at Bramall Lane was the Blades 4, Fulham 5, and that is a game worth remembering. Also worth remembering that the Blades have only conceded 4 in 13 under Paul Heckingbottom at the Lane.
Very, very good stat there for you. You don't have to be a statsman, because Hal is the statsman.
Well, at that point, I should probably thank Statsman Adam for giving me that stat.
Well, I was trying to let you off there. I was trying to make people think that you know what you're talking about, and you had to ruin it, didn't you?
Cheers, Nick.
Had to ruin it. Anyway, let's get rid of him. So, team news. The Blades, first of all, Hal's going to be giving you the Fulham team news in a second. But I watched Hecky's pre-match presser. It sounds like Billy will still be out. Sorry for that, guys. But depending on how he reacts to his sugar injections, who knows what a sugar injection is. But depending on how he reacts to that, he may be available for the playoffs. Hecky didn't say that. Those are my words, but I will read in between the lines. And it sounds like he may have a chance to play some football if we get to the playoff semi-finals or even the final. He may have a chance. But for me, I think that Gibbs White and I have done a pretty good job up to now. But we'd rather see Sharp up front, wouldn't we? And those just behind. George is back, which is a real boost. Having a right-footed player at right wing-back is always great. But Morgan Gibbs-White and Conor Hourihane have both suffered knocks. They're both trying to kind of shake off those knocks, but we've had loads and loads of time for them to get ready for this game. Fulham obviously played on Monday night against Luton, so they've had less time to prepare, as we obviously played on Friday night. So it's given a long time to get over this. So hopefully they're going to be okay. And that was all that was said in that pre-match presser. So we'll go through my preferred 11. Wes in the goal, obviously. Bash, Egan, Robinson. Hal mentioned on Twitter about Juremovic going in there. Not for me. I think Hal agrees, to be honest. We'll find out in a second. But no, I think that Bash needs to stay there. We need to keep a pretty much winning side out there. I would like to see Baldock come in there at right wing back. He's not had the best of times, but it's always good to see a right-footed player at right wing back. Stevens, left wing back. Fleck, Norwood, Berger across the middle. And then it's looking like it's going to be Gibbs White and Ilham and Dye in there. Yes, Hal, what are you saying?
I'm saying I wasn't saying Filip Juremovic necessarily should play. It was discussed on the S2-4SU forum, and I thought, you know what, there might be some logic in perhaps playing Juremovic. He has played at right wing back, at right back, at defensive midfield in his previous career, and we are at the moment playing Ben Osborne, a left footer, on the right wing back position. You could easily argue that Juremovic could play in the centre and do a job on Mitrovic, or he could play right wing back, where we're currently putting a square peg in a round hole. So it was worth the discussion, and it got some interesting feedback on that one.
There you go. It's always good to have feedback on Twitter.
By the way, sugar injections, I was talking to Carla Saber about those. They are apparently incredibly painful. And both Carla Saber and Steve Cabba were kind of top of the list of Blades players that used to get those on the most regular basis, and apparently they are an awful thing. So I really feel for Billy.
It's just a bit of a weird thing to call them. There must be sugar in them, but it's just you don't mix sugar usually with going in people's legs and ankles and all sorts.
We just don't know.
We just don't know, and we don't really want to know because it sounds horrible, doesn't it?
It does. Now let's talk about the opposition, Fulham. Anthony Robinson, a former Blades target, is out for Fulham with a knee injury that may require a minor operation or a sugar injection. But other than that, they don't face anything too unexpected. Second choice goalkeeper, Paulo Gazzaniga, according to the Fulham Forum, is going to be given an opportunity between the sticks. So if they go with the backup keeper, I think that's not necessarily a bad thing. Test a keeper that hasn't been playing regularly. So Tete is going to play in defence with Ada Rabayo, Tim Ream, Brian. Then we've got in the midfield, Kearney, Seri, Harry Wilson, Carvalho, who we know will go to Liverpool, Naskins Cabano, and that dangerous lone striker of Alexander Mitrovic. Now, the thing I really want to talk about is the permutations. Now, there's a lot to get through here. I'll be as concise as I possibly can, but should Sheffield United finish level on points with Middlesbrough, and that is what a lot of people think will happen, I don't, but then the goal difference determines the place. If it remains level, then it goes to goals scored in the regular season. If that's also level, then we see it determined on head-to-head wins. Now, that, as we know, Nick, is level. So we go to aggregate score. Now, this isn't something that's happened before, but if we did go to aggregate score, the Blades win 4-3. So thankfully, but getting that extra goal after that, fantastic match at Bramall Lane, because I know people have been saying on Twitter, are we going to rue that Wes slip? You can't say things like that. You can't even think like that.
Can I just say one thing? That is great that you've just said that, because we beat them 4-1. And I don't know if it was the game after or maybe the game after that, we lost 4-1 to Coventry. And I was thinking, what have we done? We've literally just completely upped our goal difference and then thrown it all away. So it's great that it's still good that we had that 4-1.
Yeah, absolutely. And what a night. So let's see a few of the permutations. Blades win, playoffs. Irrelevant of results elsewhere. Blades win, easy peasy. Luton win, they qualify for the playoffs, irrelevant of results elsewhere. If the Blades and Luton win, because Luton got smashed by Fulham, Blades 5th, Luton 6th. That's all easy. Now, if Luton draw and Middlesbrough win, then Middlesbrough are in the playoffs. If the Blades lose, then Luton would qualify for the playoffs. If the Blades draw, Luton win, and Borough win, then Borough need to win by 3 clear goals to trump the Blades and qualify. Though if the Blades draw 0-0 and Borough win 3-1, they would qualify on goals scored. So a lot of Blades I've said are saying, we're just going to draw or win. Not necessarily. Borough trump the Blades with a 2-goal win. Anything greater than scoring 3 more than the Blades, they get in. If the Blades and Borough are tied on everything, then as mentioned, we go to that head-to-head. Now, if Luton and the Blades both lose, Millwall need a 6-goal swing on Sheffield United. Anything less is good news for us. But Millwall could overtake Borough and Luton with those two both losing. So that could be quite interesting. Maybe end up with the Millwall in 6th place. If the Blades lose, then as long as Millwall and Middlesbrough fail to win, we qualify. Hopefully, that all makes sense.
I'll just pop this comment on screen. Too complicated. That's welcome, right. Mate. We just need to win the game. Let's just win the game. Simple. Win the game and look on your Flash Score app and just see where we are in the league.
Mate,
it keeps updating.
The 4G and the Wi-Fi, even if you can get that at Bramall Lane, are bad on the best of days. When we're going to have the biggest crowd of the season and everyone checking, forget about it.
What we should do is everybody just agree that one person checks it.
I'm the most reliable person in the stadium. I think we can all agree on that. Unlike the referee for Sheffield United versus Fulham, I haven't even said his name yet.
Oh, yeah. Wait, go on. Carry on.
Josh Smith. From, and you can get into your bed, Bedfordshire. That is where he's from this season. He's taken charge of 36 matches in all competitions, issuing 136 yellows. That's on the high side. 5 reds. That's on the high side. And he's given 6 penalties. Also on the high side. He's only refereed 1 Blades match this season. He took charge of our 1-1 draw at home against Nottingham Forest when he said that there would be 4 minutes of added time. And you might recall Forest scoring deep into the 95th.
And he also gave them a bit of a dodgy penalty as well that Spence, it was a dive. It was a massive dive. But I can understand why he gave it anyway. I'm glad you said on the high side, because that's always what I want to ask you, because I never know how many penalties is good to give or bad to give or whatever.
Yeah, definitely on the high side for that. So give me your, hopefully, high-sided Blades Way prediction.
I'm a little bit worried. I've got a feeling that this will end up being a draw, but I'm not going to give you a draw. I'm not doing that. I'm going to be a positive Blade, and I'm going to go 3-1 Blades.
3-1 Blades. I would absolutely love that. Forget the maths. If that happens, you do not need to think about my two complicated permutations, which, by the way, took someone a lot of time. I'm going to go with... I'm going to go... I hate doing predictions, you know that. I've actually done worked out a few permutations myself with one of these calculators online. There is a way where we lose and still get in. I don't think that's going to happen with all the others losing. I actually think it's all going to stay exactly as it is. So,
wow,
I think we're going to finish fifth.
So you're going to win?
Didn't say that. We can also finish fifth with other permutations.
Get on with it. Get on with your score prediction.
1-0 Blades.
Good. I'm glad you said Blades because I still wasn't sure.
So the Blades looking to complete the first double over Fulham since 1985-86. In 70 meetings, the Blades and Fulham have never met in May before. Sheffield United and Fulham have scored 9 goals in a match on 3 occasions. We've had a 7-2, we've had a 6-3, we've had a 5-4. So, goals are usually the order of the day. There's only ever been 1-0 at Fulham. There's never been a 0-0 at Bramall Lane between these two. That was back in 1965. 11 out of 16 draws have been 1-1. And also, I just want to mention that Preston, who of course play Middlesbrough, have lost 4 at home all season. Nick, that's less than we've lost at home.
That's pretty good, but we lost a few early on.
But Borough have won only 6 away all season. They both average roughly a goal scored and a goal conceded per home and away game. And everyone definitely factors in, I think, too much narrative on the final day. Preston players on holiday. These are professionals. I think we should look at Preston's form if anyone is overly concerned. Yeah,
but look at QPR, how they played. They played like a team that really weren't that bothered.
I think that's been the case for a while. I was at a game on Saturday and I was next to a QPR fan for the whole match, and we were talking about how they've dipped since January. So I'm not sure. I'm not sure we can read too much into that.
My question for you, mate, is that if we could choose right now to play one of the teams that is going to finish, say we finish 5th, and you want to say who you want to finish 6th, who we're going to play in the playoff final.
Millwall.
You don't want Borough.
I do not want. I can't handle Borough. I actually think if we were to lose to Chris Wilder's Middlesbrough at Wembley, I'd explode.
I think everyone would. We wouldn't have any fans left.
Could not take it.
No, I think everyone would. Yeah, that would be horrendous. So bad. But we have beaten him once. We can beat him again. So I think we should go into play connections and make this really speedy. So I'm going to go straight in and say, Mr. Richard James Michael Stearman. He's only 1 month older than me, the old bugger. He's played 29 games for Fulham in that 2015-16 season, but they finished 5th from bottom, so maybe not the best for Fulham. However, he was steady for the Blades in the 17-18 season and was a bit part player, but scored a massive, massive goal against Borough in that 18-19 season, and then celebrated like he was on his own stag do, which we all absolutely loved.
Steer dog.
What a lad. What a lad.
All right, I'll go with John Harley.
There he is.
Jonathan, no middle name, Harley. He is actually 42, and he's from Maidstone, not a million miles away from me. He's good height for a man. 5 foot and apparently 9 inches, but I've met him. He was exactly the same height as me.
He's a teeny tiny man.
Well, I think good height for a man. He came through the youth setup at Chelsea and then played for Wimbledon and Fulham. Fulham and Chelsea don't like each other. I think it's more one way than the other. He was on loan at the Blades 2002, 2003. I thought it was absolutely fantastic in his loan spell. I also went on loan to West Ham, which I didn't like at all, and faced the Blades. But then we signed him permanently 2004-05. I didn't think he was as good in his permanent spell with United. We tried to find a way to get him and Little Alan Wright in the team, and I don't think it really worked. Warnock would kind of play one of them at left midfield and one of them at left back, but it didn't really work. And I think we didn't see quite the best of John Harley during his full spell. But on loan, one of the best loan players we've had. I remember a wonderful goal he scored away at Reading, myself and Statsman Adam, right on the front row, so we could get on telly.
Fantastic. And I love how we were like, let's make this really quick. And then you went on to talk about Alan Wright.
Sorry, I'm done. That's me.
Get on with it. Get on with it. Anyway, let's hope the Blades get on with it and absolutely go and smash Fulham. I know they've got it in them. They know they've got it in them. Hopefully Fulham will be slightly on the beach and the Blades are going to take that 5th spot, because if we win, whatever happens, we take that 5th spot. So up the Blades. We're both going. We're very, very excited, aren't we, Hal?
Oh, can't wait. That's a rousing speech. If we play the way we can, we've already beaten them at Craven Cottage. We've got to get amongst them, get into them early. Don't let them settle. That's exactly what they want. They think they can pass it around. They think they're better than us. Get a crunching tackle in early. Show Mitrovic who's boss, and United can win this.
Absolutely. I felt like that just needed to like zoom into you very, very slowly.
No one wants to know. I'm better from a distance. Trust me. I'm like a Picasso.
There we go. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, we're going to leave it there. Thank you very much for watching, guys. And we will see you for the semi-final preview. Won't we, Hal?
Oh, yes.
Come on, the Blades.